This is a full story. Kitten wishes you all a happy and enjoyable story. The girl I liked got herself a scumbag boyfriend. He gambled, slept around, and was abusive. But she believed he was a good man. She was tired of me standing up for her, called me manipulative, said I made her sick. Later, I stopped loving her, but she came begging like she'd lost her mind, pleading for me to come back. Alice got beaten again by that scumbag boyfriend. She came to me crying. I rolled up my sleeves and said I'd go deal with Tony. She stopped me. Don't. He just drank too much. He lost control, that's all. I was both heartbroken and furious. How many times has he hit you now? And you're still making excuses for him. Alice cried like a weeping willow, red marks clear on her neck. But when he's sober, he's really sweet to me. Look at this bracelet on my hand. He got it specially for my birthday. He even cooks for me. I looked at the bracelet, a cheap knockoff from some TikTok store, barely worth 10 yuan. And his idea of cooking was adding 1 egg to instant noodles. I didn't get it. Alice came from a wealthy family. She'd grown up with luxury. Her parents gave her all their love, sent her to the best schools. Even I had treated her with everything I had, afraid she'd suffer even the slightest pain. And yet she lost her mind over a worthless thug. I wanted to shout some sense into her. A cheap bracelet, instant noodles with an egg. That's your idea of love. Alice, wake up. What does that piece of trash have that you can't let go of? She argued back. You don't understand him. He's not like us. His parents divorced. His childhood was hard, but his feelings for me are real. Real feelings, what a joke. A man like that isn't worthy of love. Alice looked furious, clearly pissed at me for insulting her boyfriend. Then her phone rang. It was Tony. Alice changed instantly, her voice soft and sweet. Hey babe. The voice on the other end was harsh. Alice, you want to see that simp again? Babe, don't be mad. I just came to get something from Rocky. I'm leaving now. She ignored my pleas, stood up, and rushed off. Then her mom appeared, 2 people following behind her. Alice froze. Mom. Her mother's face was stone cold. She turned to glare at me. Rocky, you told my mom. I had no choice. She wouldn't listen to me, so I called her mom. Her mom saw the marks on her neck. Her expression changed instantly. That boyfriend of yours did this, didn't he? Just watch, I'll call the police right now. Alice burst into tears, almost dropping to her knees. Mom, please don't. I did this to myself by accident. It has nothing to do with Tony. From today on, you're moving back home. The apartment I gave you. I'm taking it back. Mom, I don't want to go home. But her mom was firm and had her dragged away. After she left, I was still boiling with anger. I drove straight to find Tony. He was drinking at a roadside barbecue stall, surrounded by his scummy friends. I grabbed his collar. Who the hell do you think you were hitting her again? Are you even a man? Tony looked unfazed. His lazy smirk made my blood boil. He sneered. Hit her? What do you mean like this? He shoved his phone in my face. Played a video. I stopped breathing. My chest felt like it had been torn open. In the video, Alice was on her knees, her long hair yanked back violently, her head tilted up, eyes dazed, her voice scattered and broken as her body moved. Tony grinned and slapped my stunned face. He leaned in close. A guy like you, all meek and careful. She thinks that's boring. See that? She loves it when I lay hands on her. You see her as a goddess, but to me, she's just a bitch in heat. His scumbag friends laughed like it was the funniest thing. I lost it, swung my fist straight at him. He ducked slightly. My punch grazed his nose. Seeing me attack, his buddies jumped in. I was quickly overpowered. On the ground, curling up to protect my head, Tony started coughing suddenly. The beating stopped. Tony, you're bleeding. Alice. Even her mom couldn't keep her under control. Tony wiped his nose, still snide. Your simp here wanted to kill me for you. Alice scrambled to get tissues, trying to stop the bleeding. Only after that did she notice me. I was lying on the ground, unable to move. She didn't even try to help me up. She held on to Tony, looked down at me coldly. How many times do I have to say this? What goes on between Tony and me is none of your business. I'm not a child. Why does everyone feel the need to interfere in my relationship? Tony nibbled on her ear, clearly showing off in front of me. Babe, this is his 3rd time bothering me. I'm seriously annoyed. Ugh, my nose really hurts. Think it might be broken. Alice gently comforted him, promised to take him to the hospital. Then she turned to me, face full of disgust. Rocky, is there anything you're good at besides causing drama? Who do you think you're in my life? Your boundaryless obsessive concern makes me sick. Tony smirked. You hear that? My girlfriend says you're disgusting. Now get lost. He wrapped his arm around her, turned to leave. He mouthed something back at me. She's my bitch now. I exploded, leapt up, grabbed Tony by the throat. One thought in my head. I'm going to beat this bastard to death. Alice screamed, tried to pull me off. But when she couldn't, she grabbed a beer bottle and smashed it over my head. Right before I blacked out, a voice rang in my head. It's over. I woke up in a hospital. My parents were there. So were Alice's. Her mom's eyes were red. When I opened mine, She let out a long breath. Thank God. Rocky's okay. Her dad looked grim. Told my parents. If anything had happened to Rocky, I would have beaten that ungrateful daughter of mine to death. My mom, holding back tears, couldn't hide her resentment. All these years, you've seen how Rocky treated Alice. He gave her everything, even more than her own father did. How much hatred would she need to do something like that to him? If she wasn't your daughter, I would have gone straight to the police. My dad cleared his throat. Only then did my mom stop. Alice's dad looked so ashamed. He could barely lift his head. You're right. This is all Alice's fault. After the incident, she ran off with that scumbag. Won't answer our calls. But don't worry. When I find her, I'll drag her here and make her kneel to apologize. Uncle Ben, that's not necessary. I'll never have anything to do with Alice again. Her apology doesn't matter. Everyone turned to me. Shocked, they couldn't believe it. Alice and I had grown up together. She was like the sun in my life. I tolerated all her flaws, loved her through everything, to everyone. It was unthinkable that I would ever cut her off. Even my mom was stunned. Son, are you serious? Honestly, even I found it strange. I'd known her for 20 years, loved her for 10, but it felt like someone hit delete, and the feelings just disappeared. Now when I think of Alice, there's nothing in my heart. She's like a stranger to me. Everyone in the room fell silent. They thought maybe my brain wasn't working right. My mom even called the doctor to double-check everything. On the day I was discharged, Alice's dad really did bring her to the hospital. She was reluctantly dragged in front of me by her father. How could I have raised such an ungrateful and irresponsible daughter? Apologize to Rocky now and make amends. Alice's eyes and the tip of her nose were red. Clearly she had been crying not long ago. In the past, seeing her like this would have made my heart ache, but now I felt absolutely nothing. I looked at her quietly. No matter what, she really did owe me an apology. I didn't expect her to straighten her neck and stubbornly argue. If I hadn't stopped it, Tony would have gotten hurt. Her father nearly exploded in anger. He scolded her harshly. Tony, don't even mention that thug to me. Are you apologizing or not? If not, I'll break your legs. I shook my head silently. Alice, she still hadn't woken up. Uncle Bame, I told you that's not necessary. Then I turned to my mother and said, Mom, let's go. Without another glance at Alice, I walked out the door. Her father tried to call after me, but I didn't look back. Then I heard Alice muttering in frustration. See, I told you it wasn't necessary. Rocky would never blame me. Has he ever blamed me for anything? It's true. From childhood to now, I had never once blamed Alice, no matter how outrageous her actions were. Everyone around me believed that even if Alice stabbed me with a knife, I'd first worry whether her hands got dirty with blood. But my mom and I hadn't gone far when a loud, clear slap rang out behind us. Turning back, I saw Alice holding her face and crying. Dad, you hit me. I did. I hit you, you useless girl. If you don't break up with that punk right now, then don't call me your father anymore. Fine. If I'm so useless, then just stop recognizing me as your daughter. Crying loudly, Alice ran past me. That very day, she moved in with Tony. Her parents were furious, calling it a disgrace to the family. Their home became chaotic again, but none of it had anything to do with me anymore. I once put my study abroad plans on hold, just to stay in the country for Alice. Now, I was ready to start over, as I threw myself wholeheartedly into preparing my study abroad application. One day, Alice suddenly called me. Right off the bat, she asked to borrow 300,000 yuan. Rocky, my dad froze all my cards. I don't have a cent to my name. You have to help me. Huh? She sounded so self-righteous. Sure, I could afford that, but why would I lend it to her? I replied calmly. Aren't you living with your boyfriend now? Let him support you. Alice didn't catch the coldness in my tone. She explained seriously. Tony lost 100,000 at the casino. I plan to help him pay it off. Then I want to renovate his place. It's too old. I really can't live there comfortably. Lost 100,000. What nonsense. He obviously just gambled it away. Only a love-blinded fool like Alice would believe Tony's lies. I rejected her outright. No, I can't lend you the money. Alice was shocked. Did your card get frozen too? I found it laughable. Even after I said all that, she still couldn't hear what I really meant. Of course, I used to care so much about her, cherished her like no one else. How could she imagine a day would come when I no longer loved her? In her mind, Rocky would always be behind her, like a humble dog, always at her beck and call, giving whatever she asked for. I mean, I'm not anyone to you now, and I don't want to lend you the money. All I got in return was silence. After a while, Alice let out a cold laugh. All right, Rocky, you learned to hold grudges now. Fine, great. Let's see who can outlast the other. She hung up, but I knew exactly what she was thinking. She was sure I would cave first, because I always had. But this time, she was going to be disappointed. While applying for my visa, I bumped into a girl. Our documents scattered all over the ground. I quickly apologized, kneeling down to pick them up. To my surprise, she was heading to the same university as me. Delighted, I looked up. You're going to this university too? That's when I clearly saw her face and froze for a second. She was beautiful. Alice was already very attractive, but this girl was just as stunning. She glanced at my paperwork, smiled gently, two small dimples flickering at the corners of her mouth. Yeah, what a coincidence. Her name was Haley. She was going to the same school, but a year below me. I laughed. So you're my junior. Haley had a cheerful personality. As we talked about our current school, we couldn't help chatting for quite a while. It happened to be lunchtime. Haley took the initiative and said she wanted to treat me. It's rare to run into a senior like this. Let's eat together, shall we? We'll be at the same university soon. I hope you can look out for me. I replied, of course. Let me treat you instead. She picked a Japanese restaurant. We parked the car and walked toward the entrance. Just then, a familiar voice came from behind. I sighed inwardly. What a small world. Tony, I haven't had Japanese food in ages. Let's have some for lunch, okay? Baby, Japanese food is way too expensive. Not worth it. But it's just a few hundred yuan per person. Be good. Not now. Once your parents unfreeze your card, you can eat it 100 times for all I care. I rolled my eyes. What a stingy man. Alice and Tony were only a dozen meters behind us. When I turned around, they saw me too. Tony glanced at me first, but when he saw Haley next to me, his eyes lit up. As a man, I could tell exactly what kind of dirty thoughts he had, just from a glance. I silently stepped in front of Haley, blocking his view. But Alice suddenly blurted out, Haley. The person beside me smiled lightly. Senior Alice. I was stunned. You two know each other. Haley explained with a smile. Senior Alice and I used to be in the dance club together. Of course we know each other. Dance club, back in college. I used to attend every performance Alice's club put on, but I had no impression of Haley at all. Then I realized, wherever Alice was, my eyes were only on her. So of course I didn't notice anyone else. Alice pouted and said coquettishly, Rocky, you haven't talked to me for days. Are you still mad at me? I couldn't be bothered to argue with her, so my tone was dismissive. I've just been busy. If there's nothing else, we're going to eat. That we naturally meant Haley and me. Alice's expression changed instantly, and the way she looked at Haley suddenly turned cold. Tell me the truth. You've been acting strange lately. Is it because of her? I'd had enough. She really didn't take what she did to my head last time seriously at all. Even if I was once her loyal puppy, my life still mattered. Alice, I'm ignoring you because I'm tired. It has nothing to do with anyone else. That made Alice even angrier. Tired? Rocky, do you even know what you're saying? It's me, Alice. We grew up together, and now you're telling me you're sick of me. I knew her personality well. Once she lost it, she wouldn't care about anything. So I motioned Haley to head inside with me. But to my surprise, Alice grabbed Haley's sleeve. You're not going anywhere. You two better explain everything to me. Rocky, you won't even lend me 30 grand now. And that attitude. What's that supposed to mean? Haley, you're really shameless. Before Haley could react, I already felt ashamed. I used to see Alice through rose-colored glasses and thought nothing she did was too much. But today, she just looked downright crazy. Alice, if you're sick, go home to your useless scumbag boyfriend. Stop embarrassing yourself out here. Alice froze, her big eyes filled with disbelief, then welled up with tears. She couldn't handle it, because this was the first time in all our years of knowing each other that I'd said something truly harsh to her. She stared at me, eyes full of resentment and anger. You're yelling at me because of an outsider. Rocky, you're actually yelling at me because of another woman. Tony finally looked away from Haley, his lecherous gaze shifting. Who the hell are you calling trash? You. I'm calling you trash. The tension between us was rising again. But just then, Haley chuckled softly. Everyone's attention turned to her. Her voice was gentle. If a man can't even take his girlfriend out for sushi, how can he call himself a good boyfriend? I had to admit, that line was devastating. Even Tony, a low-life thug, blushed with embarrassment. Alice saw the man she adored squirming with shame and nearly exploded with rage. She pointed at Haley shouting, What do you know? Who are you to comment on my boyfriend? Haley, are you just jealous of me? First you seduced Rocky, then you tried to come between us, and now you're insulting my boyfriend. You're disgusting. She spat filth like a sailor, and her pretty features twisted into something ugly. And suddenly, I couldn't understand what I had ever liked about her. Alice's voice got louder and louder, completely ignoring the fact that people on the street had started to gather and watch. My boyfriend's broke right now. So what? That doesn't mean. Smack. The slap landed hard on her face, shocking everyone. Alice stumbled and fell to the ground. Tony pointed at her, his voice full of fury. Shut the hell up. Who said I'm broke? Alice clutched her face, forgetting to cry, just staring at Tony in a daze. If I wasn't mistaken, this was the first time Tony hit her, while sober, and in public. This time, she didn't even have an excuse to cover for him. Standing next to you makes me look pathetic. Tony threw that line and left, ignoring Alice, who was still sitting on the ground. She gritted her teeth as tears streamed down her face. I took Haley's hand and walked into the restaurant. Sorry about that. After all, she got scolded for no reason because of me. Alice and I were childhood friends, but things between us were complicated. Senior, Haley interrupted. Does Alice like you? I nearly choked on my own saliva. No way. She's into that scumbag boyfriend of hers. Into him enough to sacrifice anything. Into him enough to hurt me for his sake. Haley smiled lightly, but seeing me with you, she was obviously jealous. No matter what her reasons were, jealous of me. I wanted to refute her, but Haley continued. Anyway, let's not talk about her anymore. Let's eat. fine by me. Honestly, I didn't know how to even begin explaining things with Alice. What I didn't expect was that after the meal, Alice was still waiting at the entrance. The moment she saw me, she stood up quickly. Haley noticed too, and said right away, "Senior, I'll get going then." To be honest, she was very tactful. I apologized to her and watched her leave. Might as well take this opportunity to clear things up with Alice. Alice clung to my arm, whimpering. Rocky. Her eyes were red, and her voice was soft and low, just like the countless times before. When she was upset or scolded by her parents, she would come to me for comfort. I would always open my arms to her. But sadly, things were different now. The Rocky who loved Alice for 10 years was gone. Under my cold gaze, Alice grew nervous. "Rocky, I know you're still angry. Angry that I didn't listen to you. Angry that I hit you because of Tony. Please don't be mad anymore. This time, I'll be the one to apologize first." Alice finally softened. It was truly the first time ever. I quietly pulled my arm away. She cried, "I admit, I hit you too hard that day. I just saw you choking Tony, and I panicked. I didn't think. I never meant to hurt you. Please don't ignore me. Tony treats me like that. Now you're treating me the same. I feel like my world's collapsing." Back when Tony hit her, she could at least come to me for warmth and comfort. Now that I wasn't offering that, she felt something was missing again. I corrected her. "I'm not like your boyfriend. Whether you two fight for a day or play some weird SM game, that's none of my business anymore. But I will never try to warm up to someone who treats me coldly again." Hearing that, Alice panicked. "Rocky, don't be like this. You feel like a stranger now. You said you'd always protect me." "I did say that, but you also said you didn't need someone like me by your side. You said I annoyed you, that I sowed discord, that I disgusted you." "No, those were just angry words. I can't live without you. Please don't be like this." I shook my head, my refusal firm. Then Alice suddenly became serious. "I figured it out just now. Tony and I are not right for each other. You were right. He never respected me. I won't make excuses for him anymore. I won't talk to him again." I remained unmoved. "Sorry, your history makes you hard to believe." Seeing my doubt, Alice called Tony in front of me. "Tony, you're a scumbag, a piece of trash who hits women, a broke loser who can't afford 4 dishes. I'm officially breaking up with you. Go to hell." She hung up the phone cleanly. "I'll have someone get all my stuff from his place today. I'll move back home. I'll never see Tony again." "Rocky, I'm listening to you now. From today on, I'll stay far away from him. So can we be like we used to be again?" I looked at Alice confused once more. There had been times before when Tony hit her, even worse than this time. Back then I tried everything to talk sense into her, told her 100 reasons to leave, but she wouldn't say a single bad word about Tony, let alone break up with him. Now I stopped trying, and suddenly her attitude did a full 180, as if possessed. I remembered what Haley said earlier. Maybe she likes you. She's jealous. I curled my lips. Impossible. After 10 years of devotion, she never liked me. Now that I've given up, how could she suddenly fall for me? At most, it's just Alice's possessiveness acting up. After all, she's always taken for granted that I, her knight, would protect and spoil her forever. I said flatly, "If you really broke up, then good for you for leaving trash behind. But as for us, let's just be normal friends from now on." Alice trembled, speechless. I left right after I finished. This time Alice really seemed determined. She went home, apologized to her parents, deleted all her photos with Tony from her feed, and made a declaration of being single. At the end she even added, "Some love may be a mistake, but childhood feelings are the truest. I will take back what's mine, because he always belonged to me." TSK, drama queen. Alice got sentimental, sending me long emotional messages day and night, reminiscing about our past. I got fed up, so I blocked her. On my birthday, Haley called, "Happy birthday, senior." I was surprised. "How did you know?" "During the visa appointment. I saw it." "Oh haha, thanks. Got any plans today?" I told her honestly, none. "Perfect. I said I'd treat you last time, but you ended up paying. Let me make it up to you, birthday boy." I wanted to decline, but Haley insisted, said refusing a girl's invitation was rude, and she'd still need my help studying abroad. So I agreed. To be honest, I had probably never had a proper chat with any girl besides Alice. Haley felt like an old friend. Talking to her was never awkward. We talked philosophy, music, games, shared our tragic tales of being chased by dogs as kids. Whatever we talked about, she just seemed to get me. I laughed from the heart, something I hadn't done since Alice got together with Tony a year ago. Before we knew it, 4 or 5 hours had passed. As I walked her home that evening, I sincerely thanked her. She smiled mysteriously and pulled out a palm-sized, beautifully wrapped gift. "For you, senior, but don't open it yet. Wait till you're home." I laughed and promised I would. But when I got home, Alice was curled up on my sofa wearing my shirt, watching TV. I jumped in shock. "You're back. I've been waiting for ages." She was perfectly at ease. I was speechless. She always knew the code to my door, could come and go whenever she wanted. After Tony first hit her, she cried here half the night. I remember wanting to kill that jerk. And that night, I actually did go find Tony and beat him up. The next morning, while I was still getting stitched up in the hospital, she went back to him. Didn't even tell me. That was the first time I realized how much of a fool I looked fighting for her. Alice ran to the table excitedly. Tata, birthday cake. Happy 25th birthday to my Knight Rocky. May every year be like today. Knight was what she always called me. She said she was the princess, and I would forever be the one protecting her. She either didn't see, or pretended not to see the helpless, annoyed expression on my face. Come on, I've been waiting on an empty stomach. I placed Haley's gift down and stood still in the doorway shadow. Alice, we can't go back to the way things were. Your knight is leaving. Alice didn't respond. She lit the candles with a lighter. Candles are ready. Come blow them out and make a wish. Her back was to me. I couldn't see her face. I repeated, you don't have to do this. Alice suddenly snapped, threw the lighter hard to the ground. Enough. That's enough. She spun around, her face now full of tears. She poured her heart out in a desperate flood. Rocky, I did make a mistake dating the wrong person, and I didn't listen to you when I should have. But it's not like I didn't suffer. On one side was my boyfriend. On the other was you, my childhood best friend. What was I supposed to do? If you still hate me for hitting you, then hit me back. Take your revenge. You used to never be like this. You couldn't even stay mad at me. You never spoke coldly to me. You didn't treat me like a stranger. Why are you doing this now? She broke down sobbing. I sighed. I'm sorry, but we really can't go back. Alice stopped crying, but her eyes were filled with spite. You were gone the whole afternoon. You were with Haley, weren't you? What does she have that's so special? Be honest. Did you get close to her just to mess with me? I don't believe you like her. She's just a pretty face. What else could she have over me? I was getting a headache. Didn't want to deal with her anymore. That's my private life. No need to report to you. I'm going to rest now. Please leave. Alice nodded, then started ranting again. I get it now. You're just taking revenge on me. You never liked Tony. Now you're using Haley to get back at me, right? I was speechless. Has she been watching too many soap operas? Rocky, listen to me. This is your last chance. If you stay cold like this, we're done forever. Don't regret it later. So it turns out, she thought she was the one giving me a chance. I smiled. Thanks, but I don't need your chance. Alice choked in anger. She had no choice but to leave. At the door, she suddenly turned back. What's with your attitude? You always look down on Tony, but at least he sincerely apologized. He calls me every day now, sends me gifts to cheer me up. But you used to say you'd cherish me forever. Now where is that person? You think Tony's not good enough for me? Fine, watch me. I'll get back with him. I'll prove to you, to my parents, to everyone, that I made the right choice. You think he's a loser? One day, my boyfriend will slap you in the face with success. After all that drama, I completely forgot about the gift from Haley, left it sitting on the shelf by the door unopened. But Alice really went ahead and got back with Tony. She had another huge fight with her parents, moved out, gave her mom another heart attack. I didn't understand, but I was shocked. Let her be. The day of my departure drew closer. Haley and I talked more and more. From travel prep, we drifted to college memories. Actually, when I first started college, I almost fell into depression. No way. You're gorgeous. You should be confident and bold, walking with flair, looking down your nose at everyone. Queen of the world. She laughed, then suddenly changed the topic. You haven't opened my gift yet, have you? What? Crap, I forgot. How did she know? But she didn't answer, just laughed and said goodnight. I was about to open it when my mom called, because our house and Alice's are in the same villa community. There are some things you just can't avoid hearing, especially when it's huge news. Alice is pregnant. Alice came home boldly with her scumbag boyfriend. From what my mom said, the two of them wanted to use the child in her belly to force her parents to give in, either accept Tony or restore Alice's credit card. Alice's parents were already deeply embarrassed because their daughter ran away with a lowlife. They never expected that now. The two of them would even use the fact that she's pregnant to threaten them by showing up at their door. Alice's dad is not someone to be threatened. He said right then and there that he would beat Tony to death. Alice stood in front of Tony to protect him. She even shouted, "If you don't like him, he is still the father of my child. If you want to hit someone, hit all three of us." In the end, her dad couldn't bring himself to do it. He angrily told them to get out. Before leaving, Alice even wanted the household registration book, saying she would go register their marriage and would never let the child be born without a name or status. Her mom cried so hard she almost fainted. Finally, her dad had the housekeeper chase them out with a broom. My mom sighed deeply on the phone. Alice used to be such a good, sensible girl. How did she turn into this? What kind of nonsense did that scumbag boyfriend put into her head? Now she's pregnant before marriage. Our uncle and aunt's reputation is completely ruined. I stayed silent. Maybe in Alice's heart, Tony was like the rebellious, carefree male lead in a romantic drama. They had to overcome social obstacles, fight through all difficulties, and finally live a happy life together. Actually, I could accept that she didn't love me and loved someone else. But for her to, at the best age of her life, cut off her family for a scumbag, ruin her future, and spend her days racing cars, drinking, bragging, and playing housemaid in a small apartment for a man. Now she's even pregnant. That phone call from my mom suddenly interrupted me, and I forgot Haley's gift again. Only a few days before I was to leave the country, My mom came to help me pack, reciting like a monk. All because of that Alice. She never had a boyfriend until now. Now she's not young anymore and going abroad to study. When will you bring home a daughter-in-law for me? I held my phone scrolling videos, ignoring her. Suddenly a video call from Haley came through. I ran into my bedroom and made sure to close the door. Senior, I want to go to the north suburb to handle something, but my car is restricted today. Can you be my driver for the day? We got more comfortable with each other now. I smiled faintly. Gladly. I'm at XX hospital, just saw a friend. Come pick me up here. Okay. After hanging up, I turned and saw my mom grinning mischievously at me. Who were you video chatting with, you little brat? I was helpless. Just a classmate. When did you come in? Why didn't you knock, Mrs. Zhao? Eavesdropping isn't proper. I just came in not long ago and I knocked. If you didn't hear it, that's not my fault. Enough. Seriously now, when did you meet this girl? What does she do? How old is she? I couldn't avoid it and told her the truth. My mom nodded repeatedly. Before I left, she gave me one last order. This girl is good. You better hold on tight. I said, all right, I won't pretend. Actually, I think the same way. At the hospital, while waiting for Haley in the lobby, a sudden commotion broke out behind me. Several medical staff rushed past with an emergency stretcher, and people hurriedly cleared the way. The staff shouted, "Patient is 4 months pregnant, severe bleeding below. Surgery must be arranged immediately." I happened to see who was lying on the stretcher. It was Alice. Her face was pale, eyes tightly shut in pain. I was shocked. How could she be bleeding so badly? Where was Tony? Before I could react, she was rushed into surgery. Senior, what are you staring at? Haley came up behind me. After I told her about Alice, her face also grew serious. Then hurry and notify her parents. I nodded. This was no trivial matter. They had to be there. Poor Alice's parents hadn't recovered from the last pregnancy scare. Now this hit them hard again. Outside the operating room, their eyes were red and swollen. They looked like they aged 10 years. During the surgery, the doctor came out with a critical condition form for the family to sign. Her dad endured and signed, but her mom broke down crying. Damn, Tony, he's ruined my daughter. I supported her so she wouldn't fall. She held on to me tightly. Rocky, why didn't Alice stay with you? You're such a good guy. You wouldn't let her suffer like this. She wouldn't have come to this. I was speechless because Alice lost too much blood. The surgery in time was uncertain, so I asked Haley to go home first. She was thoughtful enough to buy us water and food before leaving. After waiting hours, when the doctor finally came out and said Alice was out of danger, everyone finally breathed a sigh of relief. But the child inside her was gone. Alice's parents didn't regret it. They actually wished the child wasn't there. When Alice woke up, maybe out of some stubborn pride, she refused to speak at first. Only after her mom cried and begged did she finally explain the situation. Of course, it was that scumbag Tony again. When Alice had money, he pretended to be good, but now she had none. He showed his true colors, drinking, gambling, and hooking up with different women every day. Alice was pregnant, cooking, cleaning, doing housework, and Tony gave her no money. That morning they argued. Tony hit her hard again, not caring she was still pregnant. After she started bleeding, Tony just left, and Alice painfully called an ambulance herself. After she said this, she couldn't hold back and burst into tears. Rocky, I was wrong. I shouldn't have ignored you. Tony is a complete liar and jerk. Her mom cried while listening. By the end, she was just a puddle of tears. Alice, your dad and I are old. We really can't take these scares anymore. Please come home, okay? Don't fight us anymore. Her dad ground his teeth in hatred. I will never forgive that bastard. Alice only looked at me. Now I finally understand. Being with Tony was a mistake from the start. I thought I was different. I thought I could change him. But a scumbag like him doesn't deserve anyone's love. Rocky, you were right all along. Alice grew more emotional, crying uncontrollably. When I was unconscious, I dreamed we played house when we were kids. I was the bride, you were the groom. You said you'd always protect me, make me happy and joyful. Do you remember? I remember. How could I forget? But what use is saying this now? I sighed. You rest now, don't think about it. No. Alice saw me trying to leave. She tried to sit up. Her parents hurried to hold her down. Rocky, don't go. I'm afraid if you leave, you'll never come back. I really know I was wrong. Please, can we be like before? I won't let others insult or hit you anymore. Please don't go. Alice's crying was so loud it attracted the nurses. The patient just had surgery. Family, please be careful. Don't let her get too excited. I could only say, let's not talk about this now. Wait until you get discharged. Rocky, don't go. From now on, I'll protect you. I'll take care of you, okay? Please don't leave me. Alice even wanted to get out of bed to follow me. I slipped away quickly. Outside, I was surprised to find Haley waiting by the door. Haley, when did you get here? Not long ago. How's Senior doing? I shook my head. You must have heard. She was silent for a while, then seemed to gather courage. Senior, your departure is just a few days away. Are you still going? I heard the hesitation and worry in her voice, and couldn't help but smile. Silly, why would I ask that? Of course I'm going. Haley relaxed, then pretended to be angry. Senior, why do you call me silly? I think you're the silly one. You haven't even looked at the birthday gift I gave you, have you? Oh right, I almost forgot again. I took something out of my pocket. A small crystal ball. Haley's eyes lit up. So you opened it after all. Yeah, I wonder why I couldn't find my crystal ball. Turns out it was with you. You forgot it yourself, not my fault. Yes, I remember now. This gift was once given by me 20-year-old Rocky to 19-year-old Haley. During that time, I was really down. I felt like I was slipping into depression, crying for hours every day, hiding behind the library. Coincidentally, I like to memorize vocabulary behind the library, and for several days in a row, you kept disturbing me with your crying. I got irritated. I just couldn't understand. How could a perfectly good college student have something worth crying about every single day? Humph. So senior, were you planning to confront me? How could that be called a confrontation? Didn't I keep trying to comfort you afterward? You even said you cried so badly that I shouldn't watch you, which is why you think I have no impression of you. Your way of comforting people wasn't great, but there's one thing I never forgot. Which one? You said, find your son, and maybe your life won't have shadows anymore. You even gave me that. Said it was a gift, with the condition that I wouldn't disturb you while you studied vocabulary in the future. I couldn't help but laugh out loud. Fate is strange. 5 years ago, it already connected Haley and me. I thought I would always be battered in love, but fate never let me down. My mom said Alice is doing better now. She just needs to rest quietly. As for Tony, that scumbag showed up again, having the nerve to threaten Alice with a private video of her, demanding 500,000 yuan or he'd post it online. Alice's dad was ready to deal with him, but then he got caught in the crossfire himself. He reported to the police, sued, demanded compensation, and Tony got sent to jail. A full package deal. Before going in, Tony even shouted he wanted to see Alice. Of course, all that happened after I left the country. On the day Haley and I left, Alice actually chased us to the airport. Her mom was heartbroken, saying, that stubborn girl, she said if we didn't come she would jump from upstairs. Your father and I are really at our wits' end. Alice's body hadn't fully recovered. Her pale face and small frame wrapped in a coat that was a bit too big. I went hog to Rocky alone. My mom had no choice. Gave me a look to watch Alice carefully, not to provoke her. Haley nodded understandingly. Are you really leaving? Yes. What if I told you I could come with you to study abroad, and in all the days to come, I could be with you no matter what you do? Could we? No. Alice immediately broke down, tears dropping heavily. Alice, what's done is done. Let's all look forward. Alice covered her mouth and just shook her head. I knew she truly regretted it. She really wanted to be with me. But now, I was holding another girl's hand, ready to face a new life. The love we had was real once. Not loving anymore is also real. She deserves her own new life too. Right before the security check, Alice was still emotional, grabbing my arm to stop me from leaving. Haley told her to try. Miraculously, after just a few minutes of talking, Alice stopped crying, just stared blankly at me. On the plane, I asked Haley what she said to Alice. She smiled and said, secret, when I was 19, I liked a boy. Unfortunately, he liked another girl. I heard they were childhood sweethearts, which I refused to accept. That girl was in the dance club, so I joined the dance club too. That way I could see him more often. Then sadly I realized he really loved her. I was just a passerby who couldn't even get a glance from him. I hid my feelings, but couldn't stop following his updates. After graduation, I tried every way to find out how he was doing. When I heard he planned to study abroad alone in country A, I was overjoyed. 5 years later, I still hadn't let go of him. I decided to give myself a chance. I quit my job, applied to the same university as him. I waited at the visa office, deliberately bumped into him. Perhaps the wheel of fate started turning with the story of that little crystal ball. The crystal ball, no bigger than half a palm, held a whole solar system inside. Thousands of shining stars, all witnessing Earth's unwavering love for the sun. She was once his son. He was mine. I thought I would never get a chance, but fate never let me down. At the airport, I asked Alice, do you love Rocky? Though weak, Alice looked at me with hostility. Of course, we grew up together. What would an outsider like you understand? Do you love the feeling he gives you? The emotional support he provides? Or do you truly love him as a person? She wanted to argue, but I didn't give her a chance. In your junior year, Rocky sprained his ankle playing basketball, and you stopped talking to him for a week because he couldn't take you to a concert out of town. At graduation, Rocky wanted to study abroad with you, but you didn't want to go, and you kept holding him back. You were in a relationship. Even though you knew it hurt him to see you with others, you still provoked him every day. You even let him get badly hurt when he stood up for you. He has stomach problems. Drinking cold soy milk gives him diarrhea. Sometimes he has headaches, and during seasonal changes his throat gets inflamed. Did you ever care about these things? You keep saying you're childhood sweethearts, but did you ever truly care about him? Did you want to understand him? He treated you like a princess, but to me, you're just a selfish girl, only caring about your own feelings. With a serious case of princess syndrome, Alice looked at Rocky, Stunned, that was all I said. On the plane, Rocky asked me again what I told Alice. I didn't tell him. There's no need, right? From high above, the breathtaking view outside the window, Rocky and I held hands tightly, and Avril Lavigne's sweet yet cool voice played in our ears. Sorry, girl, but you missed out. Tough luck, that boy's mine now. Alice, you're out of the game. The end. If you like Kitten's story, please follow and like it. Updated every morning at 9 a.m.